Happy Friday. Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, LoveTalk. Hey, Karimah, Mickins.
Hey, Babz, how are you?
Oh my gosh, it's the second annual Amplify the Arts. Is that time already?
I know it goes by so fast. Yes, it is. I'm
Now,
excited.
last year it was in the summer, right? It wasn't in the fall.
Yeah, we had it like in May. Yeah, I think it was in May last year. So
Okay.
yeah, we moved it. There was so much going on at the time and thought this would be a good time. But there's always something going on.
And tell me about this venue because you're doing it at the Eli Whitney Barn, which is a very cool space.
Yes, I love it. So we were, trying to think of spaces that we would want to move the festival. Originally last year when we had the first festival, it was in the park, open, had a lot of artists. It was open space. It was good, but I really wanted to exhibit more this year, really highlight the artists. In Hamden, we've had our art scene is growing a bit. So we've had
it is thanks to amplifying the arts.
so we've had more like vendors and artists and spaces like that, but I wanted to really just highlight the local artists. So we took a look at the Eli Whitney Barn, and I fell in love with it. I think it's such a gorgeous, rustic space. Yeah, so once we took a look at it, I was like, okay, we have to get this space. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So tell me about all the artists because I was looking at the rundown and I'm like, I had no idea there's so many Hamden artists on this thing.
Yeah, so they're mostly Hamden artists. There are a couple that are not. They're, from the New Haven, greater New Haven area. So we have Amira Brown. She's went to Hamden High. So she's a painter. We have, I gotta pull out my list to make sure I don't miss.
That's all right, because I got my list in front of me. Susan Clinard.
Yes, Susan Clinard, and she's a resident artist at the space. I mean, when you think of the Eli Whitney Barn, you think of Susan Clinard. Like she is, she's synopsis. She is that person. So I was really excited when she told me that she would jump on. Like when I was thinking about Amplify the Arts and uplifting the 9 artists, she was like one of my first, along with my mother. And so I was so excited that she jumped on. We have Shonda Holloway,
who is so talented.
She is. So her, my mother, and Susan were like my top 3. At least initially, I knew I wanted to build something around those artists. And then we have Edward Jefferson, who's amazing. I have a piece of his work in my home. I love his work. Nathan
I don't think I know his work, Karimah.
Oh, so he does this, like I ran across him in at a Hamden event. It might have been a Chamber of Commerce event. And he does these paintings. And the one that I have, I wish I should have brought it, but there's this little girl in this beautiful yellow dress.
Oh, I know this painting. Yeah. It was gifted to somebody in your family.
My
you loved it, and then they gifted it to you. Yes, I know this. Oh, that is a gorgeous piece,
isn't it? And she has, and he has lots of work like that. So I'm excited. Yeah, he has so much. He exhibits at like Essence Festival, and rolls up the van and heads down and exhibits at some of the big festivals. So I'm excited to have him as well. Let's see, who else do we have? Nathan Lewis and Luciana McClure. They're new to me. I don't necessarily know them as artists. Susan Clinard has exhibited with them in the past at the barn when it was open studios. I heard they have amazing work. They showed me some of their pieces, and
they are amazing artists. I went to see Nathan. He had a piece up at Connecticut College. I think college with Lauren Anderson's husband was showing a piece up at Connecticut in his exhibition. Beautiful work.
Okay. Yes, I've seen the work, and so I'm just excited. I haven't met them yet, but I'll be meeting them today. And they, just seem like a perfect fit as well. And then we have the awesome Jasmine Nicole.
Oh, with my favorite baby.
Oh gosh, she has the cutest kids. And then my mother, Linda Mickins.
Yes.
Yes, and Saint Piper. So Those
I
are the
don't know
artists.
Saint Pfeiffer.
So I've seen Saint. I think I met him probably when my mom had been exhibiting in different places and met him there. I know he's a good friend of artist Mandingo out of Bridgeport, and I met him again there. So he has some really nice work as well. So their bios, when I read like the bios that they sent over and what inspired them, lifting up Black culture and just basically amplifying the arts and the voiceless and everything like that. So it just resonated. It made perfect sense. And so they were perfect fits.
So it's going to be over 2 days. So it's going to be Saturday and Sunday, starting tomorrow from 1 to 7, and then Sunday 2 to 6.
Yes.
Okay. So did you have to narrow down the artists? Like, did you have a number of artists that you wanted? Like, because I know you couldn't have 100 artists in there.
No. And then, it gets, because 9 is really a lot. Because you try to carve out space for everybody.
And some of these people got big pieces. They got pieces that need some room.
Exactly. So we worked it out. I think everybody scaled their work as vast as their pieces are. We had to select, couldn't bring it all, and just picked up some of their favorites. So yeah, we had a quite a few. Was trying to get a couple of other artists in, and just timing. A couple of folks who were originally going to be included had some things that came up. So I think it's a great, we have the right people are here. And I think for me, there'll be more, right? So I am really trying to, I just love the arts. I am not the person that knows all the artists. I couldn't start naming people. I just know what it does for me, what, how it makes me feel. And I'm just all about creating those spaces and lifting it up.
Well, see, but that's a wonderful thing, because then it takes away the mystery and the foo-foo-ness of arts. So when somebody sees you who is like, I don't know a Rembrandt from a Picasso, from a Charles Bibbs. Charles Bibbs,
Yeah,
but
right.
But you know what I mean? Like, you don't know all the players in the game.
Yep.
And so when people see that, they're like, oh, well, if she could get into it, I could get into it.
Yeah.
I know what I like, and I know what excites me. And when I see something, I'm excited. So
yep.
I love that.
Yeah. I don't. And I have, been blessed to be around a bunch of great artists who do know. So they teach me, and I hear part of the names, and breath goes out. And it's just like, I like the way it makes me feel. And
tell me what it's like to work with your mom, because your mother is such a wonderful artist. Like, her stuff is just so thought-provoking, and one piece of art will drag you from one end of the spectrum, and then another one will just make you see angels. Like, what is it like working with her?
I'm excited. So, she's been doing some level of art my entire life. I always tell the story about, when I was a kid and I'd get the art project, and, she'd help me out. And, when you're a kid, you don't want to stand out. You're just trying to fit in. And she'd have me creating these old big piece, just all masterful pieces and shining too bright. But I appreciate it so much more now that I'm older. But I'm just excited for her. She's doing stuff she loves. And she's finally in a space where she has time. She's a retired NICU nurse, which is a neonatal ICU nurse, which I think are angels, because they see the most vulnerable as the most vulnerable people, and and do that work. So she had an opportunity to retire. And now she can focus full time on her trade. And I'm just happy because I'm coming across really great people like you, who share their networks, and we're getting different spaces. She just exhibited in Newark, which was like going home. We're from Jersey. So she had a really great showing there, well received. I'm just happy to see her happy. And so that's one of the reasons that I know what we opened up the Bricks, which is a new space that we have, and it's art gallery, and it's going to be a space where she can show her work, right? And so I'm excited about that. But I just love that she's happy, and that does it for me.
So I imagine that Amplify the Arts is going to be a thing that you do for a while, like every year. And
yes.
And so what is the dream? What is the vision?
So it's so I first, let me just do the plug and just thank the Community Foundation and the Arts Council for the Reach grant, because that is what allowed for this thing to happen. So during COVID 2021, the Reach grant was presented. Myself and my sister-in-law, Katie Ramsey, we submitted the grant. We got accepted. So it was funded like the first 2 years. So you didn't have to have the stress of trying to figure out how I'm going to get sponsors, how I'm going to, make these things happen. I'm able to pay artists, pay performers, pay for venues, which is huge, right? And
Yes,
so,
yes.
that makes a difference. So I just, thank you. Thank you, Arts Council. Thank you, Community Foundation. So, the intent is, the funding does end, but that's fine, because I believe that there'll be more opportunities. So I do expect for it to continue to grow. My vision is just so this year we have more youth artists than we had last year. We did a call out to all of the local school systems, and so we have about 16 youth in this show.
Wow.
From Hampden and Stanford. So mostly Hampden, and then Stanford has a few. And so we're going to showcase them, and they're going to, they'll get awards. Like we'll have some of the artists judge the work. And so I'm excited about that. So what I would love is for that piece to continue to grow, because that was part of the grant, to make sure that we had space for youth, LGBTQ plus, all of it. I just want, sometimes you see the spaces that we're just not always, we don't get to show up in all the time. And so I'm about all that. I want to create those spaces. So when I'm thinking 5 years from now, it's about that, continuing to provide spaces for people to show art, not to, to remove the barriers around permitting and, all these things that come up when you're trying to host things like this. So, yeah, that's my dream. And I feel like now, I have a space. So that's one barrier that I don't have to worry about. And
yeah, because you could just do this in your space now. Like,
yeah,
listen,
exactly.
do this right here. We cut the cost of paying whatever right here. So,
Right.
all right. So, I love that this is happening in Hampden, because nobody thinks of Hampden as a place of a destination for art. I mean, no shade to Hampden, but nobody is I mean, we always think about New Haven. We always think about, bigger places. So I mean, we even think about Guilford as a place of art, but never Hampden. Yeah. And I think you are changing that a lot, like not even a little bit, like a lot. Like people are starting to think about artists from Hampden in ways that I've never heard people talk about before.
Yeah, I think so. What I see is I think it's a culmination of things. So you have the Arts Commission, some of the great work that they've been doing all year long. They had the 50/50 hip hop, which was
yes,
so right? Wasn't that great?
Girl, I was trying my best to get. I was like, what?
It was, and then the scene with the swag and everything. I was like, okay, this is iconic. So you have the work the Arts Commission is doing, the work that the Arts Department is doing. And then you have things like Best Video, where they have pop-ups all the time for different artists. So it's just, I mean, I think they've been here, but the spaces where, people are being intentional about creating more spaces. And I think that's why people are starting to see Hampden as, a space to come to for arts.
I love it. I think it's terrific. I think it's wonderful, because we never think about all the artists that are in surrounding areas, which is really, really nice. And Amplify the Arts is just living into its own name. I think you are literally amplifying the arts. So, I love it.
Yeah, so when I thought of the word amplify, it was like amp, and to me, the thing behind the amplify is that art moves people. So the AMP is what that's about. And it does, right? It changes lives. If we didn't see anything during COVID, you got it. You understood, because some people were in the house going crazy, couldn't get out. And you had D-Nice get on the ones and twos, right? And show his artistic form of music, right? And
everybody was in that space. I mean, Michelle Obama and Ava DuVernay and you and me. I mean, I saw people that I knew in the space from across the country.
Yes,
I was
a million people at one time.
Yes.
Like, that was so sick. So I just think about that and how art, just change, it stays saving the world, right? We talk about, like, it's just everything. And so even when we don't even recognize how it impacts us, whether it's storytelling, and all, all types of art, dance, everything. It just matters, and it helps us take, things that are happening socially and communicate it different ways, interpretations of the world. So my mother, she just had, when we were at no, it wasn't Creative Arts Workshop. I think it was City Gallery.
Yes, City Gallery.
That COVID piece that she did. She has this COVID piece. It's this angel, and it holds these shoes, and it has, like, in the wings, like, all these little trinkets of things that were lost, or left behind. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. And it's actually in Brantford. But that was a powerful piece that will stand the test of time, because it takes a moment in time, a too long moment of time with COVID. But and that's what
2 years.
I'm like, I'm over it. Come on, over it. So yeah,
I love it. So let me talk a little bit about the bricks, because you have a strong entrepreneurial mind. And I think you could have done anything. You could have opened a bar, you could open a restaurant. I mean, you could have done a spa. I mean, you could have done anything, but you chose to do, which I'm seeing, which I love seeing now, that people are opening these spaces that do multi-purpose things. Like, it could be a bar if you want to rent the space and have a thing. It could be whatever. So talk a little bit about what that means to you and what your thinking is behind it, because I think that's a part of Amplify the Arts.
Yes. So I've always had this dream of having just space that could be transformed into anything. I've seen it in the city, when it used to be, Studio 54. You go over and I just loved it. It just was so drawn to how you can bring multiple people or multiple things into one space. And I think if I could have probably had a different life, I don't know that I'm probably not a gifted writer, but I do love stories. I could, directing and producing and putting things together. So when I think of the bricks, I have an amazing family of just, like, dope people. Like, my brother is an amazing chef. I'm just, he cooks. He has the Beyond the Salt food truck, and my other brother has a boxing gym, and my mom's an artist. So we have all these gifts. And so I thought, we need a space that will highlight all that. So when I think of the bricks, I think of a space where you may not know what you want, right? Or you may have an idea, but it could be anything you want. And we're able to shift and transform it into that. And those are the things that I enjoy. I love taking something that, and just building. I do. It's just one of the things that brings me joy. So with the bricks, it, like you said, it could be, a day you come out and you just want to have dinner and the food truck's there, and then they'll take care of you that way. Or it could be a meeting. Like, I have a pitch competition coming up in November.
Whoa.
So they're renting out the space, and I'm pretty much running that whole thing. I have a memorial for one of my good friends who lost her mom, and we're going to curate that. She's a curator, and she's, I'm really excited about what that will look like. So, I believe I don't want anything nailed down. So that's my thing. I'm like, I'm not buying anything that will be nailed down. And then when I was at the Bergamo's Theater, and I was talking to Raphael, and I was telling him about the new space I had, and it was so funny. He used those words. He said, "I'm gonna just tell you one thing: don't nail anything down." And I was like, "Yes, I get it." Yeah, so I can't wait. I'm just, I can't wait for all the possibilities and great things that we're going to do, and local organizations and artists and everybody.
I love it. I love the idea of it, because you take a space and you make it into your own, and people can imagine all sorts of things, and not just parties. I mean, you could do all sorts of things there. And I love that. Don't buy anything that you nail down. Like, don't nail anything down, because the space is going to be ever changing and ever moving and turning into stuff.
Yep, that's it. That's my dream.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so you've got this event happening tomorrow.
Yes.
From 1 to 7, which is a long day, but that gives people opportunity to run their errands,
exactly,
or go there first and then go run their errands, or come later in the day. And
yes. And yep. So, because I know that and generally open studios is during the month of October. Mm-hmm. And so I know, Art Space isn't here. And so a lot of organizations, facilities, or what have you, studios are doing some version of that. And so that was the intent, is just to make it, I don't expect people to stay. I mean, now if you want to, we'll be rocking, because we have DJs, poets, we have, what else? We have poetry, singers, violinists, so there'll be something for everybody, and there's food, and the food will be at no cost to you, while supplies last. But I'm not feeding the whole world,
on both days, Karimah, Sunday too.
Yes. So the food will be there from 2 to 4 on Sunday, but it'll be there all day on Saturday. So I know that the weather might not cooperate. We don't know, because they haven't been getting it right all the time. But either way, it's indoors. So it will be available. You don't have to worry about it. You just need to make it from your car inside. We will have vendors. So we have tents. I have a few vendors that'll be there. So it's a long day, but there's lots going on. So, get in where you fit in. I know there are a bunch of amazing events that are happening that day. So, hit them all. Oh,
I love it. I love it. Great. Who you got on the 1s and 2s? I want, because
so I have everything. DJ Q Boogie, which is from Female DJ Association. We'll have Dana. That's the game. I'm gonna mess up
that Dana game.
Yep, that Dana game. What's it? Sharva. Oh God, I'm gonna mess them all. But yeah, so 4 and another one. I don't know, but I'm messing up the names right now. But 4 to 5 DJs that'll be there on different times.
Oh, I love it, because nothing keeps a space hype like a good DJ.
Yes.
Right. Yes. You just need music, and you just got to have music for any event now. And DJs are like celebrities now, right?
These are some really cool DJs. And what I appreciated are all women, Black women. They have this association, and they lift each other up. You should see them posting and tagging. I was like, I just loved it. When she pitched it to me, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, we have to do this.
Oh, I love it. I love that there's this women DJ collective.
Yes.
Because it's still such a man's space. Do you know what I mean? We think of men doing this, but women can do it. And I love that Dana game, because
I know. I see her. When I think of her, I just like her beautiful hair, right?
Yes. I mean, she's stunning already, right? And then she gets on the 1s and 2s, and you're like, okay, girl.
Exactly. I love it. I love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So will people be able to buy art?
Yes.
Tell me about that, Karimah.
Oh, yeah. So Susan Clenard, she put a video up, because she'll be leaving the barn. This will be her last open studio / Amplify the Arts. So she's heading out. And let me tell you, she has incredible work. I'm like, so she did a live, I think it was the day before yesterday, and she was showcasing all of her work. And I've known people oh, I can't wait to get there. I'm gonna be there at 1 o'clock, because I had my eye on something. She was moving the video pretty fast, but I think I saw something I wanted. So I'm excited for that. All of the artists you will be able to buy. My mom will have some of her smaller work, the angels.
Oh, I love these angels. I have 3 of them. Yes? I want a house full of them. So
that is awesome. No. And so everyone, Edward is gonna have work. So everything there is, it's for sale. So please come with your checkbooks, your Venmo, your Cash App, visit, look at it, love it. Sometimes people work out plans it's accessible.
I love that. I love that. And that's an important thing, because I think people think you have to have a lot of money to buy art.
No.
And you don't. You really do not. And artists are willing to work with you. And listen, Karimah, I know high-end artists, like big time. The woman who did the Michelle Obama portrait, she worked out a art payment plan with the sister who was on CNN for a minute.
Okay.
And that sister bought a piece of art and paid for it over a period of time. And she talks about this, like she's like letting people know, listen, sometimes you don't have $10,000 or $500 out your, but if you work out, if you talk with this artist, pay for it over time, you'd be surprised how much art you can get.
No, absolutely. I know. And so what I've been trying to move my mom, you know, so she went from small to now all these big pieces. And so so it's like, okay, these are big. So just let me tell you, so she has this installation. I'm telling you now, be prepared. She has a version of a life-size Harriet Tubman. So
my God, just
imagine. Okay,
is there small versions of it? Like,
yeah, this one's big and it was heavy, and I'm not looking forward to moving it again. This heavy work. Sculptors are tough. I remember Susan Clinard saying, she was like, oh my goodness, like moving, you know, like dragging and moving this stuff, it's a lot. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to figure something out.
Like, Mom, you got to make some scaled down pieces that we can like tote.
Exactly. So
because I'm gonna want me a Harriet Tubman piece, because that's my touchstone right there. Like, I just love Harriet Tubman so much.
Yeah, her installation is all about the preservation of our history. She's been feeling really strongly, you know, about the narrative that's out there, you know, erasing and like, and so she has her installation kind of speaks to that, but it's multi-layered. So I think it will be definitely of interest for people. I did get the name of the DJ, so I didn't want to mess
Go ahead.
DJ Soph the Sage, DJ Shavarda. Then we said DJ That Dana Game, and Michelle B, and DJ Q Boogie. So those are all the names.
All right. And you know, DJs come with their own following, right? Like they all have their own, right? Like, it's crazy how they have their own little community of people that go where they go.
Yeah, and to me, that's a really interesting piece of it, because it's like, okay, they, you know, the people that follow them are following them from a music perspective, and they're going to be able to bring those people in, and they'll be able to view the arts that they probably would have never, you know, had access to or paid attention. So I love all the, you know, the cross pollination of all. Yeah.
I love it. And that's the beauty of centering artists in spaces and inviting community in. I love this. This is, and I like it for this time of year, actually. I mean, I love summer stuff and the festivals and in the parks and all that. But I like when you could just like go somewhere in the fall and have a fall experience of art. And I think that was a missing piece. So you filled in a gap. And I am gonna go to the into the Afroverse over at Next Haven, because you know I'm having a talk about Afrofuturism and food with the chef from DC. So I love that you got 2 days, so I don't feel like I'm gonna miss anything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
Like, I can spend a whole lot of my Saturday at Next Haven, and then I can spend a whole lot of my Sunday with the Amplify the Arts, because I'm not gonna miss none of this.
I know, that's why I said so much great stuff. Like, what I know I'm gonna be there, you know, in spirit at Juanita's. I know it's gonna be fabulous, and so she said she'll be over on Sunday. So I appreciate it, all of it. It's so wonderful. So much stuff is happening this week.
It is.
There's some other things happening too.
So what do you hear from your constituents in Hamden? Are they enjoying this shine?
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people don't even know I'm the person behind it.
Really?
You know, because I wear those other hats, right? So I'm just like,
yeah. Well, you're the town clerk. So by day, town clerk. By night,
everything. So, but I have talked to bunches of people, in the building, out the building, and they're like, oh yeah, I saw the things for Amplify. I definitely want to go see that. So it's good. It's been good. So I'm excited to see the Hamden folks show up and all neighboring towns. It's open to everybody. So come on out.
Yeah, come and there's parking at the Eli Whitney barn.
Yes.
There's parking, and it's right there on Whitney Avenue. So it's not far. You don't have to go far. It's not on the outskirts of town. Like it's such in a really good place, and I think the weather will be fine. And
it'll be whatever's gonna be, right? That's the one thing we don't have control over, but it's gonna. From what I hear, it's gonna be fine. And I think one of the parts that was important too is because last year we had one portion, the Saturday portion was on the green in Hamden, and then the fashion show was at the Keith. And I was, trying to be on both sides of town, so it's accessible to everybody. But I think it being at the Eli Whitney barn is great because it sits right in the middle, bus line. It's still accessible to all of Hamden.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and that bus line is pretty frequent. Like it's a very frequent. So it's not like they gotta every 40 minutes I'm waiting for a bus. No, it's like every 15 minutes there's a bus running down Whitney Avenue. So that'll be good. All right. So the food truck will be there. Just one food truck or a bunch of food trucks?
Just one.
One. Well, that's all you need because that food is amazing. And I think people will be pleased, and people already have favorites of what they like from that food truck.
Yes. Yep. So it'll be there and ready. Beyond the Salt. And I had thought about more, but I'm so conscious of food trucks and the cost for them to show up to spaces, and so didn't want for if people weren't eating, for the space and scale and people getting through, just wanted to make sure.
Well, see, that's to keep it all in the family, right? It's a family affair, and I think that's wonderful. And his food is amazing, so
thank you.
So there'll be no complaints. So
no, you will enjoy it.
You'll enjoy it. People will be happy, and it's good food, right? Like it's good for you kind of food. So,
absolutely.
Well, Karimah, I'm so excited about this. I'm so glad that you could come on this morning and talk about Amplify the Arts October 14th and October 15th. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to see what you do in the future. I'm looking forward to coming to the Bricks for whatever happens over there. And I can't wait to see you Sunday.
Thank you. And I'll just say that the youth artist piece of this, like I said, is with my sister-in-law, Transcendent Trends. And they'll be taking care of the whole piece around the youth artists, and just wanted to say thank you because that's a big piece of it. It was such an important part of it. And, with her organization, it's all around equity and the arts through education, and mine is similar. So we'll be doing more of this together. So just wanted to say that. And thank you, Babz. I appreciate you. And thank you because you always make me feel like we're on the couch. This is a virtual couch. So it was like, I feel like I'm just having a conversation. No stress, right? It is what it is. Come as you are. I love that.
The only thing missing is some cocktails.
Hello. To do that. And by the way, I am off work today. So for anybody watching, I took a day off. Okay.
I know, right? Like, don't be calling me with nothing. I'm not there. I'm over here. I'm doing this. So
exactly. So, heading down to my brother's boxing event this week, tonight.
Oh,
so if you free, I do have a couple of tickets, so let me know.
So does he do boxing for exercise? Like, I don't want to get hit, Karimah. I want to box for fitness, but I don't want to be boxing nobody. That's what.
Oh no. Oh yeah, he does those. And that'll be a portion of the Bricks too. So that'll be.
Let me know when that happens, because I actually love boxing as a fitness thing. Yeah, I don't want to fight nobody, and I don't want to get hit because I will cry, and then no. But I like boxing as a fitness exercise. So
okay, all right. So I'll definitely let you know.
Oh, I can't wait. Then that'll be so cool. Yeah. So all right. Okay. Well, thank you, Karimah.
Thank you.
All right.
Love you too. Take
Have
care.
a good one. I'll see
Thank
you
you,
soon.
Harry. Take care.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you, Harry, for playing all that good music, the Sticks Bones Radio on YouTube. That is so good. So, all right. I'll see y'all on Monday. I'll be back on Monday. Do I have guests on Monday? I probably do. Monday is the 16th. Yes, I have Ash Fuhr from the Schwartzman Center. So tune in for that. I'm looking forward to talking to Ash Fuhr. So I'll see you. Have a good weekend, Harry. Thanks, Paul.